Hello.
Hello. Are you
This
ready?
is happening. We,
Woo-hoo.
in the words of that guy from Critical Role, we are on the internet.
So thrilling.
Yes.
Okay. You ready?
Here we go. Here we
Here we
go.
go. Okay.
Do you want to talk about what we're doing here?
I do. Welcome everyone to Tales of Eldura. This is our second session, but still session one. We had session 0 last week, and had a few issues with the recording, and so here we are with our first recording for you right now. And now the background music isn't as loud. Background music provided by Tabletop Audio. Thank you, Tabletop Audio. And we'll be playing in Roll20, so that should be really exciting. So we are doing a remix of Descent into Avernus set in our homebrew world of Eldura. And so if you're familiar with our work in Azuria, Eldura is 5,000 years in the past, and we'll do some world setup. So basically, Eldura is a very war-torn space. Are you ready for the world of Eldura?
Oh, I'm so ready.
Okay. The world of Eldura has known little beyond war. For 300 years, the dark goddess Alessandra and her legions have laid siege to the cities of Eldura, most recently claiming Ardor for her own. As dark towers rose from the ruins of Ardor in the new city of Reckoning, Alessandra turned her sights to the island city of Beacon. Ships with black sails raid Beacon shores, and their supply routes remain under constant threat. Hope inside the city hangs by a thread. All too soon, it seems, Beacon will fall to the goddess's schemes. In Eldura's storied past, legends tell of earlier cities that disappeared without a trace. A flash of light consumed the city of Horizon, pulling it and the millions of souls within beneath the waters of the Central Sea. A few millennia later, the land of Steimerod disappeared entirely, its fate unknown. An unlucky few were there to witness the first wave of a similar path of destruction for Beacon. And we may see some of that in our session today, but I don't want to spoil anything. So, right now, we have kind of two sides in an ongoing battle between the elemental titans and some tending to be good aligned deities, and the goddess Alessandra, the fiends, and those who serve under her. And so these forces have been at war with one another for thousands of years. Most recently in Eldura's history, this has been waging on for the last couple hundred years. And so the fall of the city of Ardor would be just outside of our, I think probably Gareth's living memory, our main character's living memory. But your parents would certainly have been well aware of it being a city before. So it's not that it's a totally new thing. And then Alessandra does wage war at different places at different times. And so it's been a little bit less than 10 years ago that the city of Respite, which is where our adventure will begin today, the outer wall of the city, which was the home of refugees and farmers, was kind of overwhelmed by forces of undead that swept outside of the city and destroyed everyone who was there.
DM?
Yes.
Can I ask a couple clarifying questions?
Yes.
In Gareth's parents' memory, you said this city that had disappeared was...
Ardor.
Ardor. Do we have Ardor on our map?
No, it's Reckoning now because it's gone.
Oh, 10-4.
Yeah, so over here, that used to be a good aligned city, but Alessandra razed it and then raised up a new tower and place of her own. So in addition to her home in Scourge, she also has Reckoning. So, yeah.
Perfect. And you said that 10 years ago, the refugee camps that have formed the outer ring of Respite were kind of taken and just kind of, it was a big disaster on the outside of those walls?
Yes, yeah, they weren't prepared for them to be attacked, and so basically everyone who was living outside of the walls, or for the most part, they were able to get a few people in, but for the most part, it was a really big slaughter. And so there used to be more people living outside of the walls, but not so much anymore.
Okay. And the outside of the walls, if it happened in the last 10 years, that happened while I was there, right? Okay. And the outer ring that's the outer ring that I know about. Oh, cool. So the outer ring, is that where the outer ring that I'm familiar with from our session 0, is that the location of where the big slaughter took place and now like tenements have risen? Okay, so
No,
outside of
so
the outer
this is
ring.
outside of the city walls
Okay.
is where that happened. So there were some casualties in the outer ring. It's still an impoverished area, and so you were able to move your family further inside the city. So you're in the middle ring is where you were able to build a home near the middle city mercantile, but it was those who lived outside of the city. And so, as we can see from our lovely new map, there were a few farms and some things have kind of entered the space, and there are docks kind of right along the outside of the city. But it's there used to be a lot more people who lived outside of the city walls, and so it's still considered to be very dangerous, and not very many people live there if they can help it.
Okay.
Which, do you want to recap our session 0, and we can talk about how that's kind of changed a little bit in the last few days?
Sure.
Okay.
When last we played, we were introduced to the half-orc cleric Gareth Stozdack, who is the master of his own forge in the middle ring of the city. Gareth has some connections in the community in the form of a guild of the glove, which is kind of a burgeoning force to be reckoned with in the blacksmithery, smithed goods, fine wares department in the middle city. And Gareth, when we started, had a little bit of trouble in the form of the city has declared or decided that they were not going to be paying the guild rates for manufacture of arms due to some brewing trouble for the city. That was a problem for Gareth because he is a man of principle and wanted to stand with his agreement with the guild. We're strongest when we're together. Let's see. And so he attempted to resist that order. Long story short, weird day for Gareth. Got super arrested. And but not just before meeting a precocious young anarchist named Maverick, appropriate. And Maverick was a member of the brigade who is all about kind of freedom and not standing with the city and, you know, kind of tearing down the corruption that the city represents. Fortunately, Gareth was, before he was taken and shackled and all that, the brigade ambushed the guard, and Gareth and some members of the brigade were able to escape their situation. They rendezvoused back at a tavern. Special forces showed up, and essentially Gareth is now, I don't know, like is a confidential informant the right word or the right phrase for what he's doing? Basically, in return for not doing more time, Gareth is going off now to the outer ring, to the Elf Song Tavern, in search of an individual named Ryder, who evidently has something that his, I don't know, the person that showed him a bit of mercy from the Night Watch needs. And so he...
Yeah. So Captain Millicent Legree asked you to go to the Elfsong Tavern, represent yourself as a member of the brigade, and try to connect with someone named Ryder.
I'm glad that you reminded me, GM, that I was supposed to be a member of the brigade, because my notes are crazy.
It was towards the end of our session. I thought too at the beginning, so that's kind of what happened in our session 0. Would you tell us a little bit about Gareth? Maybe just a little bit of his history, and I mean, you can save as much of it as you would like, but just to get him kind of introduced to everyone.
Gareth let me get his voice. Gareth Stozdack is a principled man. He has had some misfortune in his life. The greatest thing that he ever did was, he recognizes now, was to raise his boy, who has gone off to Beacon to serve honorably in the army there. Gareth lost his wife to illness and raised the boy for some years on his own, thinking that he had been doing him a favor by a firm hand and many hours at the forge. He's thinking about that a lot and wondering if that was the right thing to do. As soon as he was able, the boy went off to Beacon. Yeah, I think that's a short little... Oh!
How long has it been since you saw him?
I haven't seen my boy since he left for training in Beacon. It's been over a year. He wrote to me recently saying that before he was properly deployed, he would have a bit of leave. And I was anticipating seeing him in the next month or so. Gareth has a complicated relationship with Vulcan, who is the patron god of smiths and craftsmen. His wife was the devout one, but in her honor, mostly, he carries a shield to this day with Vulcan's symbol on it. And
do you have that shield with you right now?
Yes, as Gareth walks through the streets of Respite, thinking about the crazy time that he's had in the last 24 hours and how quickly fortunes can change in Respite, he is carrying with him, kind of as low-key as possible, his shield, and he's got some chainmail on underneath his street clothes.
Well,
we're trying as best as possible not to clink.
Roll a stealth check.
You know I roll those with disadvantage.
Okay, roll a dexterity check for not clinking.
I'll roll a stealth check. That's definitely stealth. I got you. Here we go. Stealth check. Wha-bam! Wait. Wha-bam! 6.
Woo! Okay. You're probably really quiet for somebody in chainmail.
I'm not too worried about it.
Really fast before we get you to the Elfsong Tavern, the only other thing that we are missing at the moment is that you kind of running around the city. you tried to go to the outer gates because you'd heard rumors about there being people from Beacon who were arriving at the city, and you were prevented from leaving the city walls to go and check on and learn about the sudden influx of refugees.
Right.
Um,
Yes, I was anxious to learn more about any kind of news of disturbance in Beacon, but my persuasion was less persuasive than I had intended, and my pockets less full. So, but maybe I'll get some more news as I traipse out to the outer ring, keeping my ears open for any
okay.
gab.
Okay, roll a perception check then, Gareth.
I will roll that perception check. Boom. Oh,
Ooh, two of them. Thank you.
similar enough.
um, hmm. Yes, so Gareth, as you wander the streets of Baldur's Gate, you overhear a very loud fruit seller crying the sudden influx of refugees to his, what you would guess by the person being covered in flour might be the local baker in this neighborhood in the Outer Ring. And so, do you want to pause and listen in on the conversation?
Yes, I would love to. And also, I internally roll my eyes and think to myself, bakers, the smiths of food.
Wait, is that good or bad?
Just a just a statement.
Just an observation. Okay. I'm not going to talk to myself, but basically, what you overhear, especially on behalf of the fruit vendor, is sorry. I am positive those refugees, so to speak, are spies. They're not really here outside of the city en masse because they need shelter. If they really were refugees, don't you think that the guard at the gate would let them in? Those are some of our most elite guards. So I just don't think that it makes any sense for them to be kept outside of the walls. Are you still listening?
I am gonna not worry about it and keep going.
Okay. And make you roll some sort of probably another stealth check, but I think that there should be like an eavesdropping.
Clank, clank.
Are you being really obvious they're not checked?
Are you guys talking about the people outside?
What do you think about it?
I guess as Gareth is walking by, he's thinking to himself that fruit seller is kind of silly. They're not, I don't know, spies. The whole city of spies. Pretty suspicious.
You're suspicious of the fruit seller?
I think he's a spy.
Probably. So you're well aware, being in a city at wartime that's been in a war for a long period of time, that it's not necessarily highly possible that that particular fruit seller is a spy, but there is an extensive spy network all across Eldura, and including inside the city of Frostbite.
Okay.
And so kind of accusations of someone being a spy or not come up or crop up at different times. But that does seem like a potential reason why they would at least be cautious about letting people in, because they're really careful to kind of question everybody who's coming into the city.
Is it, and so will you remind me, I believe I remember from our session 0 that like there are often like different factions and city states and like Alessandra sympathizers and Titan elemental kind of aligned people, and all of them need information, right? And so it would be okay. And is there any particular like kind of ramification of being a spy? Like,
I mean, it depends on what kind of spy you are and for whom you're spying. So the city-state of Respite has 4 different pieces of their government. I meant to send you to this, but I couldn't finish the document because I wanted to make the background pretty. Anyways, so the Senate, which is kind of an elected government, the Keepers of Peace, who are over top of the various guards, the Consulate of Nobles, and the Militia.
The Consulate of Nobles and the
would
Militia.
be kind of like the House of Lords and the Militia. Yes. So all 4 of those organizations are kind of the official government, and they meet together as a body, usually with one representative while others are kind of backing them up. And they meet together to make decisions about what happens in the city. The city is also home to the Blazing Battalion, which is the kind of special military force for, on behalf of Ignis, the Titan of Fire. And so they are represented by the military branch of the government. They also, so if we're thinking about spies between, there will be some diplomats from the other city-states, but it would be assumed that Alessandra has spies in the city. The various deities serving under her have spies in the city, just like it would be assumed that there are spies in Reckoning who are trying to report back Alessandra's doings.
Is the so would Gareth know the difference between the Keepers of the Peace and the Militia?
Yes. So the Keepers of the Peace are the different guard factions. So the City Watch and the Night Watch and the Guard of the Gate are all part of those. And this is in one of your handouts, this part at least. If I pull it up, will you see it too?
Yeah. There's a button that you can click in the handout that says Show to Player. Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
I got it.
Okay. So the City Watch, the Protectorate, and the City Watch and the Protectorate, which are kind of the elite military faction who serve the nobles. So they're more the Keepers of the Peace are more the kind of internal order and protection, and then the military is traditionally people who are outside of the city.
Okay.
So while you would see members of the militia inside of the city, home on leave, and while the military commanders are involved in the decisions for Respite because it is a city at war, you're not going to see them as often. Most of the peacekeepers and whoever it is that you're dealing with are going to be part of that internal organization.
Cool.
So, Gareth, you walk through the crowded streets of Respite. There's quite a lot of commotion and kind of a nervous energy in the air. It seems that more people than the fruit seller are aware of some of what's going on outside of the city gates and are concerned about it. But you make your way as dusk falls towards the Elfsong Tavern.
Perfect.
Okay. Let me get you there. Where did it go? Here it is.
Music shift.
So you find yourself outside of a relatively modestly appointed tavern. You see the windows are a little bit grimy, but there's still kind of a pleasant light glowing from the outside. Is Gareth a tavern person?
Gareth has been known to frequent his... no. I think that Gareth is somebody that maybe in his younger days was more of a tavern person, but he has become accustomed to the... I think his like chilled wine at home with some close friends kind of person. So I think, especially in the outer ring, because I think that it would kind of remind him of when he first came to Respite, and money was a big problem for him, and I think there'd be some like negative memories associated with that. That he would be, I think he'd be kind of wary, and I know that before he left, because he knew he was going to the outer ring, he would make sure to not be too ostentatiously dressed.
Your coin purse on the inside, and
you gotta wear it high, right up here.
Perfect. Okay, so you arrive outside of the Elfsong Tavern. What would you like to do?
On the outside of the tavern, I would. Is it busy in there tonight?
It looks pretty busy. Again, the windows are kind of grimy. You see an orc woman just kind of leaning up against the outside wall, scowling.
Okay. Does she look like she's kind of checking people out as they come in? Is there like a protocol? I might just walk up.
Yeah, she's okay.
Yeah, I'd say evening.
Evening. Bar's open.
Thank you. I think I would start to walk past her, and then I would stop. Does she have any? Does she have any kind of emblem, or is she dressed similarly than any of the members of the brigade that I just watched die in the last session?
Roll a perception check.
I'm gonna roll that perception check for you. Here we go. Here it is. 7.
She is wearing a vest and a tunic. Normal clothes. You don't see any emblems or anything that reminds you of the brigade.
Okay. In that case,
you do remember that the pub where you met them before was kind of where Maverick had told you at least that they meet.
Okay, cool. I will kind of give her a nod if she's not stopping me or anything. I'm just going to go in and I'm going to find the barkeep.
Okay. So you go in. The bar's pretty busy. You see people kind of laughing and talking around the tables, sharing drinks. Is the music okay?
It's good for me.
Great. And I was just wondering, can you see the people's names or not?
I cannot see the people's names.
Okay, cool. I couldn't remember how to find out, so perfect. I don't think it super matters. So you're looking for the barkeep?
Yes, I'd like to go up, and as I approach, if I can get their attention, I'll ask for their most middle shelf chilled wine.
Okay. Here, do you want me to grab your token? Accidentally left you. Come on, Gareth. Oh my gosh.
Ginormous.
You're being at 4 squares. There you go.
Corner person.
Okay. So you see, just a second. Takes a second, and this man with kind of a low ponytail, he's just sitting on the top ever so slightly, but kind of a long, round ponytail, half elven ears, turns around. What can I do you for?
Yes, my good sir, I'd like a chilled red.
Is any chilled red?
Yes, your most middle shelf chilled red would be adequate, my good sir. Thank you.
Gotcha. He kind of spins back around.
I dodge his ponytail.
It's not that long. But yeah, you duck the ponytail successfully. He kind of tinkers around for a second, and you see that there are a couple younger bartenders, or I guess barbacks or waiters around the rest of the pub, but he seems to be kind of taking care of behind the bar. He is a little bit older, so now that you're looking at the ponytail, there are just a few streaks of gray, ever so slightly, but he kind of brings back your wine and sets it down in front of you. There you are.
I would pay him whatever it is. What is it?
3 silver.
So I smack down 5 silver and I say, "My good sir, I am looking for someone."
Are you now? We don't do that sort of business here usually, but since you've asked, there are some people that I can introduce you to for sure.
Do I get what he's talking about? Like, do I think that he's talking about like they don't give information here? Like, does he get the wrong idea for me?
Roll an insight check.
I will roll an insight check, and that insight check will be excellent because I only roll well.
He thinks that you were talking about hiring some companionship.
Oh. Gareth, once he realizes that, he would... It's weird to see kind of a gray-green half-orc blush, but that makes him feel bashful a little bit. And he would say... and kind of choke on his wine a little bit and say, "No, Sir, no. I'm looking for someone named Ryder. Do you know anyone named Ryder?"
Ryder.
Evelyn Ryder?
Any chance? I know someone named Evelyn Ryder. Is that who you're looking for?
Yes, Evelyn Ryder. I have a gift for her that I need to make sure that she gets.
That's awful nice of you. Gareth, roll a deception check for me.
Ooh.
You know, she's normally here by now.
Rolled a whopping 5.
What's the present?
Oh, you understand. It's personal. And I wink at him.
He looks confused back
Perfect.
at you. It's funny. Evelyn's normally here by now. She likes that booth just over there. And he kind of points you. Let me show you on the map. Kind of points you to this booth right. Why isn't it working? There it is. This kind of first booth nearest the bar, which is empty at the moment.
Okay. I would say, thank you. I'll just wait. Does she typically hang out there with friends? Maybe members of the brigade?
Brigade. Oh, are you one of them?
The brigade is...
Winks at you.
The brigade has recently become very important to me.
Oh, isn't that nice? Well, she is in, just in case. I don't know anything about the brigade one bit.
Me
For the
neither.
record. You just want to wait for her? She usually drinks here alone.
What's her drink?
Whiskey.
I'll take one of those too.
Okay. He pours you a whiskey. Is it to you?
I'm hoping that the whiskey is like 2 silver, and I can just give him the 5 that I already had pulled out.
Perfect. Yeah, he sweeps it off the counter. There you go. Let me know if you need anything else.
I'm gonna go sit in her booth.
Okay. And you just want to wait?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait and kind of keep an eye out for anybody that looks interesting, or I want to keep an ear out for people talking about either the brigade or the Night Watch or the refugees or Evelyn.
Okay. Roll a perception check while you're drinking and waiting.
13.
Okay. So you do see. I lost you. Okay. So you do see. Hang on. Let me check my. A halfling woman in a really billowy, colorful cape, kind of walking up to the bar, popping herself up on the stool, and getting another ale from the bartender, Silva. Sorry, I forgot to tell you his name. And so you hear her asking Silva, Silva, did you hear anything new today about the refugees? Sorry. It's too much to handle all the little people and all the information.
You got this. It's DnD.
The Raven out, I'm just not sure what's going to happen to the city. I think that the guards are already going crazy without him, and I just don't trust any of the nobles to really take care of us. And you see Silver kind of pat her on the hand, and it'll be fine. And she kind of goes back off to her table and keeps drinking with her friends. You also see a lively game of Champion's Bones occurring, which is a gambling card game right in the middle of the tavern with a few loud and excited patrons.
Gareth is going to pat his coin purse. And who are Silver's friends like? Do they look suspicious, or they look cool, or?
Sorry, Silver is the bartender.
Right, the other.
The halfling woman?
Yes.
So you see her going to a different table where there is another halfling woman and a really tall and thin elven man. And so they're just kind of conferring really quietly around their table. At the other table, you see everyone looks a little bit brawnier at that table than this kind of smaller table. What are you looking for?
I guess. And so, just to confirm, there's just to confirm for me, when I heard the halfling woman talk to Silra, she did not ask about Evelyn, or did she?
Right. She did
She
not.
did not. She said
referred to someone named the Raven.
the Raven, right?
Roll a history check.
I will roll that history check for you, and that history check will be 18.
You've lived in Respite for a long time. You know that the Raven is the title that is conferred on the head of the Keepers of the Peace.
With the Raven out, I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, I'm going to go talk to the halfling woman. Okay. I'm going to leave Evelyn's drink in that spot and my wine over there. Now I'm going to take my wine, leave the drink, and I'm going to saunter over to the halfling woman, and I'm going to say, "Pardon my awkwardness and inappropriosity, but I happened to overhear you mention that the Raven was out."
Yes. Hello.
Good evening. I'm Master Gareth Stozdack. Pleased to make your acquaintance. And I give a little bow.
Oh. She kind of reaches out and shakes your hand. I'm Willow. This is Thorn and Ramper.
Good evening, masters.
And I'll kind of nod to you. Oh, you asked if the Raven is out?
Do you mean out in the sense that they're no longer living another life, or do you mean out in the sense that they are kicked out of their position, or I haven't heard this news?
Well, you better just take a seat. It is a matter of grave concern for those of us who pay attention to all the gossip in the city. The Raven is out of the city. Last heard to have been in Bastion. And who knows? Not Bastion. Beacon. Sorry. And who knows what's going on in Beacon? But there are lots of people arriving from Beacon all the time. And none of them are the Raven.
Have you been able to gather any information? You said that none of the people that are arriving from Beacon are the Raven. Have you been able to speak with the people from Beacon? What have you heard? What news from Beacon, please?
I haven't really spoken to very many people. I have picked up that they're refugees, but I think that we are all pretty aware of that. I think there might have been some sort of a disaster. Gareth, roll an insight check for me.
I will do that. 14.
So, Willow, with your 14, you can tell this disaster. It makes sense that there would be a disaster when you have a sudden influx of refugees. It doesn't seem like she is very sure of specifics, but she's trying to help you because you seem flustered.
Okay.
At least.
I would say, well.
Yeah, we'll just... And she kind of waves to Silra. Your next round is on us. I can tell that you need it.
You are too kind. That won't be necessary. I kind of gesture to Silra. I'm fine. And, I'll say to them, thank you for sharing your news. And I'll just kind of...
You're welcome.
I kind of go back and I think I'll think about the game, the tavern game that's happening, but I think in the end I will try to bide my time and just kind of brood over my beverage and see if Evelyn shows up.
Okay, you hear a excitement as somebody won the game and somebody else lost, and you can't see our dog is sleeping really cutely right here. I didn't want to wake him up by being super loud. But he's just super flat on the bed right here. Okay, so while you are waiting for Evelyn, let's mix things up just a little bit for us. Sorry, I thought this would be exciting. Maybe it'll be exciting in a second. Okay, while you're waiting for Evelyn, roll another perception check for me.
Will do. Perception. 13.
Okay. While you're waiting for Evelyn, you feel a little bit of an energy shift in the bar as a cloaked, hooded figure kind of hurries inside and runs over to the bar and sits kind of head down, hood up, and speaks softly to Silra. Even though you're sitting close by, you can't hear what it is that the figure is saying.
Can I discern the cloaked figures, like any telling features about them? Are they human? Are they bearded? Are they...
No beard. Roll another perception check now that you're looking closer.
17.
Perfect. So kind of peering under this figure's hood as she, you see her kind of glancing around the bar. And you've been out of place before enough to kind of recognize somebody checking over their shoulder. So you see dark gray, almost black lips and light blue skin that darkens around nearly white blue eyes. And that's about all you can see now. You can see a few strands of black hair with maybe a few strips of white. And you get a little glimpse of her hand, and you see kind of like white markings down the back of her hand.
Cool. Okay. I guess I'm gonna wait to see where that person goes.
That person stays where they are for right now. But you see them kind of order, let's see, you rolled a 17, is that right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So you see them order a brown shot of something. I don't know that you catch the exact bottle. It doesn't look exactly like Evelyn's drink that's sitting in front of you, waiting to be had. You keep sitting? It's fine if you do. I just wanted to know.
Yeah, I mean, like, this interesting person walked in, but I'm waiting for Evelyn.
Okay. A couple other people walk in a few minutes later. In 1 second. Okay. You go back to the right layer. Cool. Okay. So all of a sudden, a few other people walk in. You see the figure kind of glance at them. They take a few seats around this central table, or this table over here, and I'm going to borrow this person, kind of run over and slide into your booth. Hi.
Cool. I'm gonna say, Ryder.
Hey.
I'm sorry, you're cutting in and out.
Oh, sorry. She whispers back, asking you to repeat yourself.
Oh, I'm gonna say,
Sorry.
Ryder. And I'm gonna slide the drink towards her.
Are you looking for someone named Ryder?
I put my hand around the drink and say, yes.
I'm Jacina. That's not me.
Jacina.
Tessina.
Tessina.
Yeah.
Tessina, I am Master Gareth Stozdack, and I am looking for someone named Ryder. Evelyn Ryder. Do you know that name?
It's familiar, yes. I've heard of her before. How long have you been waiting?
It's been some time now. Are you hiding from those gentlemen that just came in?
Yes. Keep a secret?
I can keep a secret.
I'm here from Beacon, and they're trying to take me out of the city.
Spicy. I think
I'm not a
Gareth.
spy.
I think Gareth would kind of start at that, and I think that he would. You're from Beacon.
Yes, I'm here from Beacon.
I think that Gareth would slide closer to her in kind of an excited, a little bit agitated way, and he would kind of stutter out, What can you tell me about Beacon? Please.
And so Gareth, she kind of turns and looks at you, and you see, like, she's pretty fidgety, so she's like pulling her hood a bit, and she's keeping her robe sleeve or her like kind of cloak pulled over her hands. Not the most subtle person, but you see like white blue eyes kind of staring really wide back at you. It was terrible. I saw the orb of light that rests over the city from Ilona. It was covered in clouds, and then bolts of lightning exploded out of it, and there was a huge explosion of thunder, and you can't see the city anymore.
Can you tell me what Gareth knows about the Orb of Light? I would assume that having lived in Beacon, he would know something about it.
Yes. So being the city that is Beacon is city of Ilona, the Titan of Light. And so though it is an island city, it's played a really important role in Eldura's past, as Ilona is the leader of the elemental titans. And so there's a temple to Ilona in the center of the city, and so at all times there's glowing up in the sky above the temple is a bright orb. It's not as bright during the day as it is. I'm sorry, it's not as bright at night as it is during the day. But in Beacon, it's said that there are 3 moons and 2 suns because there's always this light over the city.
I love it. And Eldura has 2 moons already. Do you know what happened? It exploded? Why did it explode?
I don't know. I was on the opposite shore. We were going to be making our way over to Beacon to help, and then that happened, and we ran like any normal person would do, and it's been awful. I lost most of the people I was traveling here with. I tried to help them, but I could only do so much. And I don't know. The lightning kept kind of exploding out around the city.
Tessina, you were trying to go into Beacon to help and then had to flee, is that right?
Yes, I hadn't made it onto the ocean yet, but we were going to make the crossing. We've spent the last few days. Let me just double check the map, make sure I don't tell you something wrong. We have spent the last several days traveling. Oh, I'm going to pull you over too, just so we can all kind of be on the same page. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
We spent the last several days traveling up above Palais, through the mountains and the wood, and I made it into Respite, but we were fast enough, since we had kind of a head start, that we were able to make it into the walls of the city, but they really don't want us to be in the city.
I look over at the guys that followed. I think they've probably followed her in, right? Are they militia? Who like what's the story with these guys?
Roll a perception check.
Here we go, Gareth. Here we go. Time to roll perception. Oh my gosh.
They look sketchy. They are armed. Who they're with.
Okay. I'm going to say, Tessina, do you know if people were able to get out of Beacon?
I think some people did get out of Beacon, and there are plenty of people outside of the city, but not everybody made it out. It's hard to see into the city past these huge clouds came, and they covered the extra sun, and they looked like skulls with no eyes, and I don't know.
Tessina, do not fear these brigands that are following you. I will make sure that they do not do anything untoward. You said you were traveling with people, and who is preventing you from getting into the city? Why won't they take your news?
The guard at the gate, they kind of like look down at her hands. They said all witches are spies and I can't come in, but they aren't letting anyone in from Beacon. We were attacked by Alessandra's forces on our way in, and I was able to save myself, but nobody else that I was with. And so everyone who's made it here has already worked really hard, and we just need to be safe. It's not safe outside the city walls, I've heard. But they'll take me out or lock me up.
Not if I have anything to say about it, Tessina. You will be safe with me. This evening you shall rest your head at my hearth. And you have the protection of the Guild of the Glove.
What is that?
Well, we're just merchants, but we work together real good.
That sounds nice. I I know some people who are kind of like that too.
You're affiliated with a guild?
No, Coven, but kind of.
I've always said that covens are the blacksmiths of magic.
Really? I like that so much because we're so helpful. Except for sometimes, but usually always.
Listen, I'm waiting here for someone. I have something I have to do before we leave, but you stick by my side and I'll make sure that you're safe while you're in respite.
Okay, thank you.
Do you know Silra?
Is he the person behind the bar with the ponytail?
Yes.
I just met him. Right before I met you.
Very good. So I think I would talk to Tessina and ask some more like details about her journey and the people she was traveling with, and I definitely ask her, are you from the Witchwood?
Yes.
I put that together myself.
Oh, it wasn't the... That's good. But yeah, that's where I'm from.
I've heard
it's not... really nice. Have you ever been?
I've heard the opposite, and no, I have not had the pleasure.
Oh, well, we should go.
Perhaps when things are a little bit calmer.
That makes sense. Okay, good idea.
So I'll just kind of chit-chat a little bit, but mostly I'm keeping an eye on the 3 douchebags, and I'm keeping an eye out for anybody that looks like Evelyn might be.
Okay. As you keep an eye on the 3 douchebags, are you doing okay? Do you need any more water or anything?
I'm good. Do you want to take a pause?
No, I'm good, I think. I was going to suggest that we take a pause, but if you're good, we'll keep going.
I'm good if you're good.
Are you having fun? Is this okay?
Yes, baby. Thank you for running this game.
You're so welcome. Okay, here we go. That's page 2 of my notes, so.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I was thinking, what if we, like, as we go, when we take the videos and stuff, I mean, how would you feel about sharing your notes?
Yeah, I was gonna, my plan was to kind of save them as PDFs and then upload them on our blog so people would have them to reference if they wanted.
I think that'd be cool. I remember when I was like first starting to DM, I always wondered how, like, what other DMs' notes looked like, because I didn't know if I was doing it right or if other people had a better system, and I thought that would be a cool like resource.
Sounds great. Yeah, I could totally do that. Got a pretty font and everything.
Perfect.
But yeah, I think I know for me when I was first DMing, I over prepared a lot. Well, you know that I wrote you the whole thing. This is what's happening. But yeah, now it's a lot looser. But I think that figuring out how to write things so that you can reference them really easily is helpful.
Yeah.
Okay. You ready, Gareth?
I'm ready. Probably nothing's happening, right? This isn't foreshadowing. We're just going to have a nice beverage. I'm going to meet Ryder. I'm going to say, hey, I understand you have something for me. Bye-bye. And then I get on with my normal life. Is that...
That's exactly what happens. Your son shows up. Hello, Patrick. And the adventure is over.
Patrick and Tessina have a wonderful life together.
Aww.
My image for your Tessina, this is so nerdy, and I'm just gonna tell you anyway. But there's an amazing character in Destiny 2, the outfit game, named Mara Sov. She's the awakened queen. Her backstory is amazing, but that's who I'm conjuring with Tessina.
I found a Pinterest Tessina. Oh wait, no, I took a picture. Who knows? That's not exactly. This is kind of Tessina, although this person is really sci-fi. She's super cool, but she has like a metal hand and everything, so not exactly Tessina, but really cool. So
she's the Manchun.
No, I put a couple of things together for Tessina. This one I think is a little bit more intense than Tessina is. Okay, Gareth. While you're talking to Tessina, she's like midway through this recounting. She's really nervous. And then all of a sudden, roll a perception check.
All of a sudden, roll a perception check. How's a 10?
All of a sudden, I move this guy so it's clear that he's not involved.
I was wondering, is this like thug?
Sorry. Yeah, that guy's just... where they are. Tessina kind of looks over, sees the 3 of them, and goes... and pulls her hood down really low.
I'm going to stand up And as they approach, I'm going to say, gentlemen, if you're looking for trouble, I suggest you go find it elsewhere. And I'm going to put my hand on the hilt of my mace.
Cool. Okay.
I'm sorry, your
looking...
Discord didn't key.
No! Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes I don't think it appreciates when I try to do voices, and that makes me feel self-conscious.
No.
Here, let me turn down the music just a little bit so you can hear me, because... Oh, gosh. Oh, wow, cool. Did you know that you can make the jukebox thing, like, a pop-out window on Roll20?
Uh-huh.
I didn't. That's so cool.
Yeah, now you know all
now
the things.
Now I can refer to it really easily. I wonder how I did that. I think I just double-clicked it. Nice. It's so nice. If I need to change something, it's like, it's right there. Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to distract us from this very important moment. Not looking for trouble per se. We are looking for those who aren't supposed to be in the city. Are you a citizen here, sir?
I am.
Where do you live?
I am Master Gareth Stozdack. I live in the Middle Ring, and own a forge there. I am Hammer of the Guild of the Glove. Do you live in Beacon? Sorry, do you live in Respite?
I do.
Well, then I guess there isn't a problem.
There's not for you, sir. There is for her.
I look over at Tessina, and I look back at them, and I furrow my brow, and Gareth will say, my niece? Why would my niece have a problem? She lives with me at the forge.
Roll a deception check, Gareth.
I will do that. And it's going to be awesome. Here we go. Super good at deception. As soon as I find it. 16.
Ooh. I was your niece outside of the city walls earlier today.
Well, she's a free spirit, you understand?
Started into a crowd of spies and refugees because
it's an exciting thing, meeting new people. I'm sure you would understand, but she's always been interested in traveling, and to hear that there is a gaggle of interesting new people to meet, I mean, she couldn't be expected to contain herself, could you, darling?
Took Tessina's stare under her hood. No, couldn't. Definitely couldn't. Sorry, she doesn't giggle. I just think she's really cute, so she's got her hood pulled down.
Gareth is going to say, and so he's going to kind of like just soldier on. And so, as you can see, no problem here. Good evening.
So the one you've been speaking to kind of turns back to his friends. One kind of shrugs, and another narrows his eyes a little bit and says, we're just going to have to take her with us down to the gate and ask a few questions.
So I was trying to be pretty threatening before when they first walked up, but I think Gareth is going to kind of like punk them. And
hey, roll an intimidation check, Gareth. I'm sorry, I should have had you do that earlier.
No, you're fine. So I think Gareth is like going to step forward and punk them and tell him that. Hold on, I gotta think of something cool. I'm not used to playing an intimidating character. He's gonna say. He's gonna say. What does he say? I'm choking here.
I don't know. I know. I'm gonna tell Marcone you said he's not intimidating.
Marcone is intimidating if you're evil. So Gareth is going to step forward and say, he said that, okay, so set me up one more time. The guy said, here you go.
Okay. So Guy said, and actually while we're here, Gareth, roll a perception check.
Yeah.
The third guy.
7.
Okay. The third guy, so the one who's kind of standing in the back, the first two seemed like they were going to let it go. The third one said that they're going to have to ask your niece a few questions down at the gate.
Okay. I'm just going to say, it'll be hard to answer. Oh, sorry. It'll be hard to ask your questions with no teeth in your mouth, boy. And I punk him.
That sounds awesome. Do you want to hit him? Do you want to roll an intimidation check? Are you pulling out a weapon?
No, I think that I'm going to intimidate him.
Mm-hmm.
So that I'm going to try to intimidate him. Boom. Wow. But I get to roll those with advantage. So 9 first.
Roll it again.
Oh my god.
Why is it red?
It's a critical fail.
That one.
So Garrett, I think, probably like catches his foot on the stool as he's trying to like get his line out, but then like stutter steps and like falls into one of them.
Okay.
But then he'll be ready to start swinging because I mean, I'm not letting him take Tessina, so.
Okay. Well, this one that kind of you fall into grabs you by the collar. He's the one you've been speaking to, the first one. You're not sure if he's helping you because you're falling or if he's like trying to grab you. But the other one takes his claim. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I accidentally attacked my keyboard with my pretty ring.
I'm going to headbutt the guy that he's trying to help me or he's not trying to help me. I'm just going to roll into the foot trip and bop.
Cool. Roll an attack, Gareth.
Is this an unarmed strike?
Yes, with your head.
Oops. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
What'd you roll? Sorry, I need the thing.
I rolled another 1.
Okay, you go to headbutt the guy. But he like kind of stumbles back out of the way, and so you just miss him.
I go to headbutt him, and it turns into like an awkward kiss. Like,
oh no. Okay. Well, it's nice that I rolled the damage for you, though, just in case.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that does not hit. This other guy, though, is going to take a swing at you.
I would try to be interposing.
Oops. Oh my gosh, I rolled so many times. Oh my gosh, he rolled a nat 1. So this guy takes a swing at you with his mace and drops it. This is the worst fight ever.
We're just playing patty cake.
Yeah. Oh, and then I closed the thing that I needed. Okay. Okay. Let's roll some initiative.
Yes.
Gareth, while we hear ourselves out.
Oh my gosh!
Did you roll?
I rolled a 4.
Okay. Let's see. So this guy. Why are there 2? Okay, we've got 2 7s and an 8. I put you in the little time thing. Gareth.
This is the lowest
This
rolling.
guy. How do I add this guy to the thing?
I think right click, right? Right click, add turn.
Yes, thank you.
There is some way to do it automatically and like super efficiently, but I don't know what that is.
How do I make them actually roll? Oh wait, this guy was 8. 7. This guy was 7. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oops. Descending. Okay. Gareth, I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay.
Making an executive decision.
As
and
the
then
DM, you totally get to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
What would you like to do? So you've stepped in front of Tessina.
Yes, I'm going to do something awesome. So, okay, cool. I'm going to... Ooh. Yikes. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to whip out my shield and my mace.
Okay.
And I'm going to... I guess I'm gonna, like, smack this guy on the side of the head.
Okay. Sounds awesome.
Here we go. 14.
Okay. Is AC... I've lost it.
Yay, he takes 8 points of bludgeoning damage. And at the same time, I would like to call out...
Oh wait, the one in front of you?
yeah.
Great.
At the same time, I'd like to call out... Tessina! Hide!
Okay. Very nice. Enter the initiative order too. Okay. So next, this guy is gonna go. And so for his turn, he's also going to try to hit you with his mace. It's a 20 hit, Gareth.
I have dope AC for a level 1 character, but a 20 does hit.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's...
He rolled really well. So Gareth, you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage. So he kind of like whacks you in the shoulder really hard.
This is where it ends. What's my wife's name again?
Mirabelle.
Mirabelle, I'm coming.
2 point. You're okay. Okay, that's that guy's turn. Okay, this one. Okay, so it was the one across from you. The one in front of you is gonna go. Why does it get rid of the little person every time? Oh, I didn't click it back. Does a 16 hit?
No, I bash it aside with my shield.
Nice. Okay. Oh, and I forgot he dropped his mace too. I guess he had time to pick it back up. Okay, you bash it aside with your shield. Perfect. Mirabelle, on her turn.
Tessina.
Sorry, not. Yes, sorry. Mirabelle comes back from the dead. Be exciting.
Mirabelle, my love.
Tessina kind of like leans over from the stool, I think, behind you, and you see like lighting just like erupts from her fingers. And she electrocutes the guy in front of you. I rolled so bad. I'm doing 2 points of damage.
La la.
He goes, ah! And then she's going to jump back down and kind of hide under the table since you told her to.
Okay.
That's Mirabelle's turn.
Ooh, I should have asked if in this weird booth I had partial cover of some kind.
So that's coming up right now because this guy right here, between his two friends and the booth and everything, I'm going to roll that he can't do anything. So he, frustrated and unhelpfully, like throws a bar stool across the room. So that's his turn.
What is everybody else's reaction to this sudden violence?
I don't think that anybody's been paying attention until the bar stool almost hits this person over here. And so then it depends a little bit on where you are. The halfling table, so our friends over here, and they're going to kind of run for cover, and you see them running outside. You can't see this, Gareth, but there is a suit of armor that's an animated suit of armor that kind of moves a little bit closer just in case. And the orc outside is paying attention too, but you don't know that. I'm just telling you for kind of for flavor and for fun. So it depends a little bit on who it is that is reacting, but there is certainly kind of an explosion of concern and a little bit of confusion, and you hear yelling and roll a perception check.
Perception check coming right up. That perception check for you is going to be a whopping 13.
You hear kind of a sound, and so it seems like there might be fighting erupting elsewhere in the lovely Elfsong Tavern.
Oh no. I bet Evelyn's going to stay away from here now. Okay, cool. Oh, is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Cool. So I'm going to... I think I would like to... So can I slide over? And I would like to try to shove this individual directly in front of me back into his buddy and see if I can trip him up.
Well, make a strength check or attack. Athletics, or make a shove attack. Athletics or shove attack.
Okay, I'm going to roll athletics. A whopping 11.
Okay, he stumbles back a little bit, but his buddy kind of picks him back up.
Okay. I'm then just going to say, I'm going to shout in my breath, have you no shame?
This is so cool.
Thank you.
So Gareth, let's see, who is this? The one you now just shoved kind of grabs you, pulls you closer and says, none. Roll another perception check for me, Gareth.
Perception. 14.
Since it's kind of right up in your face, holding your shirt, you recognize that on this man's hand, he's wearing a strange blood red ring.
Okay.
with a black skull on it.
Can I ask you a question? As a blacksmith and somebody that, like is into crafting fine goods and things, do I recognize its make or any of its qualities in this tense moment, or would I have to study it more?
So what you recognize, I'm sorry, should have been more obvious. You recognize this symbol being religious, and since your wife was religious, you recognize this symbol as belonging to the god Braemorn, who is the god of undeath. And he is one of Alessandra's minion deities.
Ooh. I'm glad that I no longer have to feel any compunction about open up a can.
But one should not be openly not really an accepted deity in respite.
Got you. Cool. Love it.
So he's going to try, I think, to grapple you.
Try it.
His turn. So we're going to make contested strength checks.
Is contested strength or contested athletics?
Athletics is fine with me.
15.
Okay, I rolled for him on my dice, so he rolled a 12. So he tries to kind of grapple you and isn't able to. You slip free.
We're in a tussle.
Tussling. It's this guy's turn. He is going to jump into the booth and try to grab Tessina. This time I'm going to not close the thing. What number is that? Can you see it?
I don't see any numbers. I only see tokens.
Oh, it doesn't show you what I roll?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just, I think it's probably the GM rolls are whispered to you.
Okay. Later we'll figure out how to roll publicly. For now, he tries to grapple Tessina and she kind of slips free. You guys are doing so well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm about to whoop this guy.
Tessina.
Coming up in my booth.
Once again, kind of tasers this person.
Shocking grasp.
Really supposed to. It's Witch Bolt, but I don't have the PHB up here, so I'm kind of going from what I found really fast online because it's not SRD. I'm sure there's a way for me to look it up over here, but I don't know what that is.
On D&D Beyond.
Oh, yeah. Well, so... Okay. For right now... Oh my gosh, I lost your picture. There we are. She... but misses him.
Boom.
Not misses, but just like doesn't really stick. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, she rolled really poorly.
Burning first
and it is
spells.
Up close. I know, I'm sorry. She doesn't know what to do. You do see a glint kind of emerge, and Tessina has a curved dagger in her hand.
Okay. Yikes.
It's now this guy's turn. He's going to come in, Gareth, and take a swing at you.
Bring it.
It's an 18 hit.
An 18 is my AC.
Yes. Okay, well, so Gareth, you take... How many HP do you have?
You just tell me.
I've been dividing it by 2. You knew. I thought you could see that I was doing that. Okay, Gareth, you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oof. So Gareth is now at 4 hit points.
Okay.
Ugh. He's kind of dazed a little bit. It's been a little while since Gareth has been in a scuffle like this.
Our buddy. It is your turn, though.
He just... What did he attack me with?
They are attacking you with like maces and clubs, like blunt weapons that they've kind of kept concealed on their persons. You would guess by the last hit that they're trying to knock you out and not necessarily stab you to death.
Cool. And the person in front of me, I landed a hit on him a second ago. How does he look?
So the person you hit is this person.
Uh-huh.
He looks okay, not great, not terrible.
Okay. We're going to pull out the stops since I'm pretty hurt. So I'm going to raise my hammer and my shield and shout, Vulcan! And cast Searing Smite on my
Ooh.
mace.
Okay.
And
Does that guy need to make a Constitution saving throw?
he, so the next time I hit a creature with a melee weapon, so I need to hit him. The Searing Smite is a bonus
You
action.
roll a... Okay.
So here's my attack.
Here we go.
Yeah. Oh!
Woo! Good job. Okay. So you definitely hit him.
And then so he needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Rolled an 8.
So he fails. So in addition to the 4 points of bludgeoning damage, he also bursts into flames
Oh gosh.
and takes
Okay.
another 5 points of fire damage.
Okay.
So he just took 9 points of fire damage and he's on fire. And at the start of his turn, he needs to make a con save, or he'll take more
Okay.
fire damage. Do you have
Cool.
do you have like a thing that you can put on him that like shows him on fire?
Let me see. It maybe.
It's on the token.
There's,
It's like
I know there's something.
not the thing beside the cog. It's like a eyeball or a bullseye
Oh
or something.
yeah, the little circle.
Yeah.
This
There
looks
it
kind of like
is.
flame. Cool. Okay. He's on fire. Fire.
And I'd also like to take the opportunity of just having set their friend on fire and done more damage than Gareth has ever done. I'd like to kind of lean into it and just like start cackling.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to like scare the other two.
Okay. Roll an intimidation check.
Oops. I just expended that spell slot.
It's okay.
Intimidation.
Will I give you that spell slot back?
No, I didn't. It didn't take away my spell slot before.
Okay.
So intimidation. Here we go. 16.
Ooh, good. Okay. So let's see what happens. This one across from you is gonna kind of like, and take a step back.
Ooh, does that provoke an attack of opportunity?
It does.
Can I smack him with my mace?
Roll an attack.
I will do that. Yeah! 11.
So he kind of dodges out of the way. Oh wait, no, their AC is 11.
Oh.
Their AC is crazy low. I kept forgetting. Yeah.
4.
So roll damage. Okay. Cool. And so it's this one's turn who's on fire, so he needs to make a con saving throw again.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
See how he did. I'm sorry, babe. He rolled 20.
That's wonderful. So he's still on fire, but he doesn't take... Oh, wait. Is it halved? Let me see. Let's see. On a successful save, the spell ends. So it is... So he kind of shakes off the fire.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, he like stop drops and rolls against the wall or something. Does he still get a turn, or is that his whole turn?
No, he still has a turn, from the way I understand it.
Okay. He's a little bit desperate. You just set him on fire. He's gonna take another swing at you.
Okay, bring it.
He's kind of the intense one of the bunch. Does a 22 hit?
Oh, just barely.
Okay. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Perfect. Gareth looks terrible. But he's super pissed off.
Okay. It's Tessina's turn. Gareth, you will be all right.
Stab him in the...
And Gareth, you heal.
Ooh.
I believe it is 4 points.
Wow, that's huge.
And she says, Gareth, we need to go.
Looking around, we're closed in this booth, right?
Pretty closed in.
So we have to we have to figure out a way to get past these chuckleheads.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And the guy that I put on fire, is he looking rough?
Yes. Sorry, he does. Oh, and I'm sorry, Tessina gets to attack too. She stabs him.
Stab him in the...
Okay, she does another 3 points of damage. This guy looks really bad. But he looks like, he looks crazed a little bit too. He's like, kind of staring at you.
How terrifying.
You're cackling like... It's very nervous. Poor Silva's like, oh my god! He's just trying to run a bar. Okay, that was Tessina's turn. This guy, roll another intimidation check for me. Let me see what this guy's gonna do.
Intimidation coming right up. 12.
Okay, this guy takes a swing at you too. Does a 12 hit?
Yes, 1 second. 1 second. I don't roll intimidation with advantage. I gain proficiency in intimidation. That makes more sense. I'm sorry, does a what hit?
Does a 12 hit?
A 12? I just cackle and bash it away with my shield.
Gareth, it's your turn.
Okay. The guy in front of me looks bad.
This guy looks bad.
I'm gonna try
This guy is hurt. This one is not. He doesn't look very hurt, but he's a little bit hurt. He's scared of you.
Cool. As I step into this space,
Okay.
looking around in the bar, what's the situation in the bar?
Okay. So I'm not gonna have you roll another perception check because you've been rolling. You see some people kind of like cowering in a corner. More people you would assume have run kind of into this back room. There's like a bit of a scuffle happening with these people. I'm just going to get rid of this person. So that's kind of, I'm sorry everyone looks exactly the same now. I think this must be the commoner picture, although these are like the fiercest commoners I've ever seen.
Getting it.
Yeah, for real. So that's kind of the
So
situation.
is this a half ogre that I talked to outside? They're just kind of chilling?
Yeah.
Okay. And the shambling suit of armor is just kind of like shambling?
It's just watching.
Okay. As I step to the side, I'm going to try to finish off the douchebag that I set on fire.
Okay.
I'm trying to clear the way. And I know that when I was at the bar, I saw this kind of backroom doorway area. So I'm going to tell Tessina, out the back this way. And I'm just going to try to like interpose between these two chuckleheads and try to finish off Fireboy.
Okay.
Here we go.
Here we
Mace
go.
attack. Coming for your dome. Chrome to the dome. Here we go. Oh! Critical hit.
Okay, so what is your damage?
8 plus...
5?
I don't know if it's 8 plus 5 or 8 plus 6.
8 plus crit.
Your mic isn't queuing,
It
I'm
says
sorry.
you. Oh.
Yeah.
How about now? Okay, so what it says to me, it says rolling 1d6 plus 3 equals 5 plus 3. So you rolled a 5. So that's 10 plus 3.
Cool.
So you knock this guy out.
Yeah.
You're gonna both down in the booth.
Yeah, I mean, Gareth isn't the kind of person that's like, I want to see brains coming out of his nose and stuff, but so when he can, he'd probably like attack to incapacitate as much as possible, but this guy is a real scumbag, so I'm glad that he is out of the way.
Yes.
And I guess if that guy is taken care of, I'm going to use another 5 feet of my movement and step into the room and like try to draw their attention towards me and open a spot where she can get through the bar if she wanted to like disengage.
Okay.
So that she has the option if she wants to do that.
Okay. So I think that Tessina appreciates that. She's not just going to leave you all to your lonesome. So she is going to. She's going to lightning this guy again. Yay, Tessina! Okay. Oh my gosh, I never roll her damage super well. Such a bummer. Okay, so she lightnings this guy for another 2 points of damage, and so she's actually going to kind of stay here where she is, as you're kind of drawing their attention elsewhere, so that she doesn't have to step closer to the two of them.
Okay. Cool.
And if you were to glance over your shoulder, Gareth, you would see a raven that has suddenly appeared on the table.
On which table?
The one you just left.
Oh. Okay. Cool. Does the raven, from what I can see, does the raven look special at all, or is it just like black?
You see matching little white streaks along the side of its head to the streaks in Tessina's hair.
Cool. Noted.
Oh, sorry. Whose turn is it? You went. This guy. Oops, I might have skipped this guy. Did he take a swing at you?
I don't remember. I don't think I've been attacked since I moved to this new spot.
Okay. This guy didn't attack you.
Bring it.
All right, Gareth. As a 7 hit.
No. And as he takes a swing at me, I think that I would try to like catch his swinging hand in my in the with the hand that I use to wield my shield, and I would say, you'll have to do better than that, son of Braymorn. And like I would just like, yeah. And then I think, ooh, can I spin his face too?
You say that pretty loud? Yeah, you can totally spin his face. Do you say that pretty loud?
I do.
Awesome. So at that, things get a little bit more exciting. So at that, Silra, the bartender, kind of pops up from behind the bar. And, Braymorn. He snaps his fingers, and Clank is going to come join the fray. So this combat's been happening for a while. Do you want to speed us up a little bit? Are you happy?
I'm happy. Let's finish it out.
Okay. Sorry, it's just they are both for level 1 characters, and I haven't taken away their abilities a whole lot, which is really fine. I just wanted to know how we were doing.
I think it's good to take a temperature check. I'm having fun. If you're bored of the combat, then we don't have to finish it out. But
I just wanted to make sure that you were happy.
Yeah.
Okay. This guy, I think it's his turn. Yeah. Is mad that you've kind of spoiled their cover, and is going to roll another attack against you. Does a 15 hit?
Nope. I just casually, I don't know, like, yeah, I just duck it.
Nice. Okay. It's your turn.
And I will return. You said Clank is clanking up to the dude to my west?
The person. Yeah, the guy who's closest to your booth. And this guy is hurt.
Okay. Did the person that Clank...
hurt.
Did Clank do anything, or...
It's not his turn yet.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to... let's see. Clank seems... What does Clank look like? Does he seem pretty formidable?
He's a pretty formidable suit of armor.
Cool. I mean, and I would know, right, as a blacksmith.
Yes, Clank looks very capable. I can pull up his stats here somewhere.
Cool. I'm going to smack the guy next to the bar in the head with my mace.
Cool. Okay.
Here we go. Another one. 2 nat 20s?
Oh, another nat 20. I thought you meant another one. Yay. Okay. Oh, you rolled max damage too.
Yeah.
It's our first session. Do you want to do exploding dice?
Sure.
Roll a d6.
5.
Nice. Okay, so you did 12 plus 3 is 15 plus 5 is 20 points of damage. So you send this guy like reeling backwards, and he crashes into the bar stools behind him, and kind of falls onto the ground.
Ooh, cool. He's incapacitated? Or
No, not all the way, but like you've got him this close on the ropes, so to say.
okay, 1 second. Can I, when I make the attack action, attack with a light melee weapon? I guess a mace is not a light melee weapon. Okay, never mind. Yeah,
You sure?
I'm gonna pick up the. There's like a. I think there's a feat with like shield mastery or something where you can like
Uh,
bash and brutalize people that like with your shield, and I'm gonna pick that up when I get a chance.
sounds awesome. Um, okay. So Gareth, that was your turn. It's now that guy's turn. He's going to try to take a swing back at you. Does a 12 hit?
No, I just kind of laugh as I turn his club aside with my shield, and I
Okay.
shout at him. Um, I shout at him. Submit, bandit.
Okay. And he says, "Okay, okay, I give." Like, is leaned back against the bar, hands up. He drops his weapon.
Ooh.
Roll an intimidation check with advantage for you and Clank and Testina versus this one remaining guy.
That was a 20.
Perfect. And so he kind of looks at his friend and says, Alta, enough. My friend kind of like glares at you and the armor, flinches away from the armor just a little bit. Okay. And raises his other hand.
He still has the thing, but he keeps the thing low and raises his
He still
other
has
hand.
his mace. Right? He's still holding his mace, but he's like almost lowering it, and his other hand is up in the air.
Okay. Are we still in initiative order?
If you seem like you're not going to attack him or kill his other friend, he will lower the mace and we can leave initiative order. If he thinks that you are still going to attack him, then he will not.
Okay. Um, I think I would. The guy that I really messed up that's against the bar. I think that I would. I would kind of growl at him. Why do you hunt the girl?
Um, Here, and do you care if I change the music really fast?
No.
Then I can make sure that I do this justice. Okay. So he looks back at you and said, they told us to grab her. We picked up one yesterday and they said to grab her today. She's not supposed to be in the city. And we found out about her from the guards.
The guards told you to grab her because she wasn't from here?
They, uh, some of the guards at the gate tip us off occasionally. She's not from in the city, and they've shut the city to outsiders.
Are the three of them wearing the Braymorn rings, or just the one guy was?
Three of them.
Um, I think Gareth would gesture towards the icon of undeath, and he would say, "And what interest does Braymorn have in the citizens of Beacon?"
He kind of glances at his friend, and then back at you. Not Beacon specifically, but just magic users in general.
Gareth is going to walk over to the guy that he incapacitated, and he's going to, keeping an eye on the other two, he's going to take the Braymorn ring off of the dude. Is the dude dead, or is he just messed up?
He's roll a medicine check.
Medicine check. Coming right up. Gareth is great at medicine. So, I've rolled so many
bleeding
20s.
out. I know, you've been so impressive. This guy's bleeding out. You think he's kind of still barely alive? If he's left alone, he won't be.
I think I would say pay Silra for the damage that you've done and get your friend out of here, or else he's going to die.
Okay. So he turns around and is trying to talk to Silra and pay him the money. And so Tessina kind of leans forward and says, excuse me, you said you took someone else yesterday. Who was it? And he kind of glances back and glares at her.
I glare at him super hard.
Roll another intimidation check.
Yay, I love rolling intimidation checks. 18.
Her name's Evelyn. I don't know. We picked her up here last night.
I stride over and I grab him by the shirt.
Okay.
And I pull him close. Where is she?
And sorry, he knows. I just want to make sure I tell you the right place so I don't get confused. There's just a lot of places. Beneath the bathhouse.
Do I feel pretty certain that I could figure out where that was? Are there 1,500 bathhouses and...
No, so you, there is we're looking at, this is not appropriate. Okay, so are you back on the map of Eldura with me? Not Eldura. You're on the map of Respite with me?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys are over here. Right? In the Tavern District. Oh, sorry. You guys are over here in the Tavern District. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. And so here's your forge. The bathhouse is up by the Grand Temple. So it's nicer. It's not really a place that people in the lower city could afford, but those in the middle and kind of inner city can.
Cool. So I will say to Scumbag, You delivered her to guards in the bathhouse?
No, she stayed with our people in the bathhouse. It's beneath it. He looks like slightly optimistic, like that might be better than having delivered her over to guards. She found out about what we were doing, and he kind of clamps up.
I think about punching him out, but then I don't. And
Okay.
I want to, like, as I kind of like shove him back, and I'm going to go over to the unconscious guy, and in the pretense of kind of tossing him out of the booth or like putting him into the care of his associate, I'm going to check to see if the guy that I knocked out has anything interesting on him.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
Investigation coming right down the pipeline. Wha-bam! 3.
Okay, while you pat him down, the other one pops over, and before anyone can do anything, stabs his friend who's been telling you everything. And the guy
Wow.
passes out on the floor. Well, dies on the floor.
So I'm gonna
Yeah.
attack the guy if I can.
Okay. What do you and the suit of armor want to do? And then I'll tell you what you found.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, I would try to... We're back here.
The music is automatic. Like,
As
sorry.
as the mace goes whistling through the air. I'm hoping that... Okay, so dude by the bar is dead. The jerk next to the armor just killed him. I'm hoping that the suit of armor will grab him and I can just knock him out real fast.
Perfect. The suit of armor grabs him. Roll an attack.
Here we go. Attack coming right up. That attack is going to be amazing.
With advantage because he's grappled.
Natch. How's a 21?
Mm-hmm.
With 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nice. So let me take the 8. And he's not dead or anything, but yeah, you knock him out. How about that?
I figure the suit of armor could probably give him a good squeeze.
I think the suit of armor, yeah, or like throws him down or something. So between the two of you, are you trying to knock him unconscious?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay. Silver steps forward and says, Clink will do whatever you say. Is like holding this person's arms, and kind of this little helmet has like turned. There aren't eyes or anything, but it seems like he knows what he's doing. The guy's kind of slumped forward.
Cool. So I'm gonna grab... Gosh, what a disaster. So I think... Is there anybody left in the tavern that's not like...
There are some people left in the tavern. Everyone's like a little bit standoffish. Like the two bartenders are protecting some attractive patrons.
This is just another night in the Elf Song Tavern. Pretty sketchy place. Okay, so I am going to kind of look apologetically, briefly at Tessina. I'm going to throw the douchebag that I beat up over my shoulder, and I'm going to indicate that Clank should follow me. And we're just going to kind of go to the back room and stick them in a corner, and I'm going to search all the bodies. And...
Okay. Tessina appears at your shoulder. What are we doing? What should we do? Save your friend? Is that guy dead?
This guy probably will die.
Save him?
I'm amenable to that, but I don't.
You lays your hands on him. You see like a black shadow energy kind of leave her fingers, and the guy stops bleeding.
Perfect.
It's not very much better. Like a little bit lighter on your shoulder, like where his body is kind of supporting some of his own weight. He's not just lying there anymore.
Cool. So we're gonna stick him in the back room, and we're gonna search the bodies. And I'm gonna say to Tessina, I want to get you back to safety, but I have to go. I have to go find Evelyn Ryder. I can take you back to my forge where you should be safe.
She's got her knife out. I'm gonna come with you. I can help. You're hurt. Didn't you like take a nap or something?
I I think he'd be like so hopped up on the fight and everything, like kind of takes a few deep breaths and I don't want to leave Evelyn if she is in the company of people like this, then I'm loath to leave her in that situation, but we can talk about it as we go. I just
Silvra appears on your other side and kind of moves a hand over your shoulder. You going to help Evelyn?
I need to find Evelyn.
I'll grab Willow. She can get you ready to go. I'll be right back. So he kind of runs outside. While you search the bodies, Silvra comes back in with the little halfling. She's kind of wringing her hands. I can help. At least a little. I make this marvelous potion.
Willow,
Here.
Oh. Thank you. What do I owe you?
It's nothing.
This is magic in a bottle, and you don't want anything for it.
She kind of glances nervously up at Silvra and says, "I've got it."
Well, thank you. If you call it, Stozdack's anvil or whatever I named my forge, which is better than that, then I can attempt to repay you.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll have you make a candlestick for me. I'm an apothecary. I love candlesticks. Okay, bye. She kind of glances like sketchy at the dead bodies, or like sketched out by the dead bodies, and kind of runs out.
Okay. So I'm gonna put the potion in my bag, and I'm hoping to get a short rest on the way up and out. But did I find anything on the bodies?
You did. Okay, sorry. Make sure I have the right things. Mm-hmm. Okay. You find 32 gold and 15 silver on one body.
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try to add the...
Oh, here, can I put it on the... I'm gonna put it in here. Is that okay? 32 gold. 15 silver. Are you having trouble hearing me?
I'm sorry, no, I'm trying to navigate D&D Beyond and add my potion of healing.
It's actually a kind of special potion of healing since you're level 1.
Okay.
And so this magical, mysterious potion by Willow the Halfling, apothecary extraordinaire, gives you the benefits of a long rest.
Wow, should I... Okay.
how many spell slots did you expend?
Just one.
Okay. So if you take a short rest as a cleric, do you get a spell slot back?
Not at level 1.
Okay. You still have a few more spell slots? It magically restores you to full HP and restores one first level spell slot.
Wow.
How convenient.
That is so convenient.
Okay, you ready for more treasure?
Yes.
Okay. So another dude was wearing 2 necklaces worth 25 GP each. That's times 2. And the third one is also wearing a blackened gold ring with a white pearl set in it that's worth 125 gold.
Ooh.
And
Dang.
let me roll. That's no good. You get another 5 silver. Sorry, that's not like the most exciting thing, but between the other sets of pockets,
Yeah.
5 silver.
I mean, really expanded my money, so I like it.
Nice. Okay, so you got the money.
Okay. Thank you.
As you think about it, you recall several blocks northwest of here is a public bathhouse with a walled garden and frolicking nymphs carved into its front gates. There are frolicking nymphs all over the place in this section.
Oh, respite, you place of frolicking nymphs.
So there's a secret door inside. Oh, wait, you don't know that. Never mind. Nilra says, I bet there's a secret door inside that leads to a dungeon.
Silra, why would you say that?
Just a feeling. Well, I've seen guys like this in here before, and that's one of the things that Evelyn was doing for the battalion, not the battalion, sorry, the brigade. Sorry.
One of the things she was doing for them was going into secret bathhouses?
No, she thought that there was, well, another movement of, well, she called them cultists in the city. There have been some deaths, some undermining of the peace, and well, she wanted to find out what was going on. That's really, she, like most of us, but especially Evelyn, looks down upon that pretty severely. She's very anti that ring that you found there. They're each wearing a red, ruby red ring with a black skull too.
Yeah. I'm taking all 3 of them because I'm planning on using them to infiltrate. Cool. So I grab those rings.
I just know that she was, I think she was probably planning to go in, maybe not the way that she went in. I hope she's all right.
Silra, thank you for your assistance, and know that if we can extricate her, then we shall.
I'll take care of these 3. So you go on.
Thank you, Silra. Thank you, Clink. And
Suit of armor kind of nods at you. Nods to you.
Me and Tessina take off towards the bathhouse with all the nymphs.
Yay! How exciting!
Yeah.
Okay. I think that might be a good place for us to call it a day. What do you think?
I think that probably is a good idea. I wanted to raid the bathhouse, but it is 10:30 and we have been going for 2.5 hours.
Well, so I mean, there are dungeons.
Yeah.
Yeah. There aren't.
Oh, that's not what's behind the. Okay.
That's not what's beneath the bathhouse.
The secret door beneath the bathhouse.
Yeah, it's not a dungeon that you need to be prepared and fully healed. And actually, how exciting! You, I think, need to be level 2 for this. Let me double check really fast.
I did survive like 3 encounters in session 0, so.
Yeah, I don't know that they intended for session 0 to be so exciting. Yep. Okay. Level on up. Level 2, honey.
Oh, snap.
You feel kind of warm, tingly sensation that relaxes your shoulders a little bit. And just for a second, the warmth of Vulcan surrounds your person, and you feel better, more powerful, stronger. There you go.
Wow. That's amazing.
Huh?
I get my channel divinity.
Ooh.
Let's see. I can turn undead for my channel divinity, and I get Artisan's Blessing, where I can conduct an hour-long ritual and craft an item.
He's so sleepy.
Our puppy's
sleepy.
He's so cute,
though. He's so sleepy.
Carolina's super passed out.
Like a little cameo. Look at the people. Do you want to say hi? You want to say hi? We don't know what Mom's talking about.
Oh.
Oh no, she's so asleep. Okay, honey, you ready to call it a night?
Yes, thank you, wonderful DM, honey.
You're so welcome.
I really like being Gareth. I'm glad that I survived another crazy encounter. I'm looking forward to being a little bit more hardy.
Yeah. You can totally take on what's coming next.
Yeah. I plan to be pretty clever about it.
Like your new helper?
I do like Tessina. She's cool.
Good. I'm glad. Okay. I'll see you in a second. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for our session. We hope that you enjoyed it. And we'll be back next week. Ideally on Friday. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
And if you didn't catch the live stream, then we'll have this up on YouTube and all the places. And that way you can kind of keep up with Gareth and Tessina and whoever else joins our party down the road. Obviously, like, this is something that we're learning, and hopefully it'll kind of look better and better. I'm really embarrassed about my overlay.
I'm sure your overlay is so good. I don't know that we would be able to be doing this without the sponsorship of our amazing patrons. So thank you, wonderful patrons. If you want to join us, you can go to patreon.com/GroveGuardianPress, or the link is really easy from dndduet.com, and join our Patreon. We have amazing rewards every month, and we're starting some really cool things for this summer. So we hope to see you there.
Yes.